Yeah, this is probably the best flight I've ever been on. I got plenty of leg room. Oh, look, I got some reading material that I'm going to take for Timmy. Well, Timmy, it's mine now. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
Airplane
Reserve to your
food.
seats and keep your seatbelts fastened.
I like the planes with the TVs in the back of the seat. Time to watch some movies. Oh, wonder what's going on now.
Flight attendants and cabin crew, please.
Yeah, be seated. Okay. Yep. Everything's going to be all right. Oh, yeah, that's going to leave a mark. Hang on, bud. You got your seatbelt on? Hmm. Hey, man. Can you do me a favor? Could you babysit for a little bit? I'm going to be out of commission. I'll be back to get him later. Thanks. $4 an hour. Yeah, I've seen better days. I think I need a shower. Welcome, nation. If this scene is new to you, let me introduce you to the forest. So this is a open world survival game. Um, we have just survived the initial plane crash. You find yourself on the plane. The first thing you want to do is you want to collect everything. We'll collect some booze, a passenger manifest, and then eat all of these trays of food. We got sodas down here in the floor. We got some more booze in the bathroom. I don't know what they were doing in the bathroom, but they was having a good time, I guess. But make sure you leave nothing. Leave nothing behind. Eat all this food. It's going to get you all the way back to the top with your hunger. You want to start off nice and satisfied, and get us some medicine, and take your first weapon. Um, this is just the plain axe, and we're going to disembark. As soon as you hit the ground, the first thing that you want to do is you want to begin to uh, pick up anything that's laying around, rocks. These are suitcases on the ground. You just want to just click on them, bust them open, and anything that's in there, you just want to go ahead and take. Right now we're in scavenging mode. That we need it all. So make sure you kind of pick the area clean. Um, but kind of be quick about it. There are natives in the area. They're kind of like mutant cannibals that are roaming around, and you want to make sure that you're not here when they start to pay this a visit again. So just take a few moments, and then really quickly kind of nope, um, search all the luggage and take everything that the luggage has to offer. If you like crafting, if you like base building, um, yeah, this is going to be something special. Some of the most intricate building you can find. Come on. You got to stand just right, or it does an attack swing and it doesn't do a smash swing. So just kind of position yourself as you're going through. There is luggage in the water. What you want to do is just get in the water and then just walk it back out. You can push it back out on the land so that you can actually open it up. You can drink this water, but it's not clean water. It will damage you a little bit, and it will poison you. So yeah, you really don't want to do it. We have drinkables on us, and we will be able to purify our water a little bit later on. Um, all right, so we are full on medicine, which is good. Obviously, that restores your health. Um, we'll go ahead and rinse off. Um, I think you can get infected from having blood on you for too long. little bunny rabbit. We will be coming after the bunny rabbits before long. Oh, still full on medicine. Alright, so just a real quick once around the area. These little bushes like this, these little trees, you can chop those down. You can get leaves from them. You also get sticks from them. Both of them are needed. And then you can only carry so many of each item. That's how your inventory gets full, so it's not a weight-based thing. It's you're allowed so many pieces of rock, so many sticks, so many just different items, and then your inventory becomes full that way. Alright, so I think that I'm satisfied with this. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to clear out of the area before scouts begin to come around and investigate. If we run into any cannibals early on in the game like this, they're not going to be high level. They're going to be pretty weak. But having said that, you are also pretty weak. So we will just try to avoid confrontation at this moment in time. And the first thing you want to do, here we are, we're in the woods, so it's hard to get our bearings when we're inside the woods. So you want to run until you can get into a clearing. And we are looking for a specific object. Obviously we have more luggage down here. We'll go ahead and search this out. And duct tape's really good. We'll get into, oh, we got us a shirt. That's pretty cool. We'll get into, we don't need that right now. The crafting here shortly. Once we can actually clear the area, we'll get our bearings, and then we'll begin to move out from there. So let's see if we can't get somewhere where we can kind of get our general compass headings, and then we will be off and on our way. So the first day is kind of vital just to basically gather some of your basic needs, begin to craft some of your basic items. You notice how things light up. They light up and they tell you hit this button to pick them up. So it's kind of easy to find things. Here's a clearing. We're just so deep into the woods. You got to watch it. If you fall from too great a height, it will injure you. And, okay, so this is an interesting place. So they would sit up there, and I guess I would assume they would fish from those. We're not trying to hang out long. I'm not sure. I don't know that I've ever actually used those. All right, so this is essentially what we're looking for. Not that. Come on, give it to me. Okay, so this is the mountain, and any of your guides that you come across, they'll tell you that that's a good way to get your bearings. The mountain is directly north, so once you've found the mountain, you know where north is. Once you know where north is, now you know how to navigate everything else. So what we want to do is we want to turn directly around and we want to head south. There are lizards. We can hunt lizards, but before we even begin to do that, I want to run directly south until I find the coast. And fortunately, we didn't have to go very far. So this is a pretty good spawn. You can see down here in the right hand, this is our indicators, our gauges for health and stamina and all that kind of stuff. You can see that we have one blinking. That is our hydration. Anytime your indicators begin to blink, they're telling you you need to do something about it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to drink a soda. Just go into your inventory and drink it. Now you got to watch these because they will cause your character to gain weight, which will have bad influences on his ability to survive. And we're going to go ahead and first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a spear. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and craft a club. If you are wondering how to craft anything, if you right click or if, whatever your corresponding button is, if you put something on this combining mat and then go to the little gear cog, all the recipes for that will come up. And then basically you just combine that type of material together and then you craft that item. So let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll go ahead and craft us a rope. We're going to need that. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll go ahead and craft one more. And just freeing up a little bit of our inventory. You notice these things have different slots. This is our outfit. I think we just took it off. That's what we just did. We'll go ahead and put it back on. I'm sure it provides some warmth. Okay, so now we've come out and we are on the beach. So it's going to be kind of a long run. But what we want to do is we want to begin to head up the coast. As we're heading up the coast, we will go ahead and inspect some of these things. You call these FedEx boxes, and they give you some components. These are for higher level crafting. Let me see. We'll go ahead and do some hunting as well, since we got that out. You aim with your finger. Clearly he didn't want to be aimed, so we will continue on. But if you want to hotbar something, what you want to do is right click on this and then let me see how we do it. I want to, maybe that isn't right. I want to put it, press a button to assign a hotkey. We'll put 1 for our spear. We will put 2 for our club. And stop doing that. Let me see. Plain X is 4. Okay. So, and then meds would be 3. So 1, 2, and 4. Yeah, we'll just remove that. And we will go ahead and get out of here. So it should be 1, 2, and then 4, so that we can kind of switch through a little bit faster. I don't think that is anything. All right, well, clearly nothing. All right, these are big deal. When you come across any of these turtles, you definitely want to go ahead and get them. Once you've killed them, harvest them. You're going to get a couple things. You're going to get meat, and you're also going to get shells. Now you can pick up their heads. You can mount heads of animals that you kill or find. for trophies. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to drop that, and then we'll just call one enough for now. But remember, oh, there's our first group of savages. We really don't want to engage with them as of yet, even though they are going to be of lesser quality. We have another passenger manifest. Alright, well, we're going to have to defend ourselves from these guys. The Bone Club, or Skull Club, whatever you want to call them, is actually one of your better weapons. Come on. Alright, so we got one gone. We will go ahead and try to, well, you know what I probably ought to do is take some medicine. I just hit 3. It was hot barred. Alright, well that was definitely a little bit more of a challenge than I was anticipating. So yeah, we're kind of low on our stats. I'm half tempted to continue on. We do need to eat soon. So I guess we'll go ahead and we'll begin our first crafting. So we'll actually, what we want to do is we want to open up our scavenging, our survival book. And if you go through each one of these panels, it tells you how to do certain things. Where we want to go is we want to go here just to a basic fire. So we need 2 stick and 7 leaves. With that, I'm just going to click that on there. And we just add those parts to that. And then we fire it up. Okay, with that fired up, I'm going to go ahead and, as crazy it may sound, I'm going to dump me a couple of bodies down here. Go away. And we'll just, actually that didn't quite make it there. There we go. And we'll let those just kind of cook down. It'll make more sense here in a minute why we're doing that. And let me see. I would like to not die here. So let's see what's in here. Nothing. Okay, so the first one is burnt up, and what you'll notice is now that there's bones spread out in the fire. Bones are actually useful. So you want to collect these up. We collected the bones up. And the next thing we want to do is, you see it has the leaf up there. You can hit C and add leaves to the fire, which keeps the fire going longer and hotter. Or you can hit R and it'll actually switch to other things. I'm going to go ahead, and that is probably the turtle, so I'm going to throw the turtle in there and let it cook. So it may be difficult to see, but we actually got a piece of meat cooking in there right now. We'll let that meat cook, and once it's done, there'll be an indication for us to eat, and we can go ahead and eat that meat, and refill our stomach a little bit. See, there's your indicator. So you just hold that and you will eat, and it'll fill up your belly. Okay, so with that, we're just going to go ahead and continue to head out. It's going to get dark before long, and I don't want to still be here. This is definitely one of the more active patrol routes for the cannibals. So they will be back, and we're a little bit too early on in the game to be messing around with a whole bunch of cannibal raids. I really didn't want to fight the ones that we just did. Okay, so we're full on our electronic components. These resources do respawn back, so just given a little bit of time, and you can come back through and check, and they will be back. We're going to continue to head up the coast, and we'll go as far as we can until it really begins to get dark, and then we will go ahead and set up camp. It's going to be a temporary camp. We're not trying to establish a base right this second. Base establishment, while important, comes a little bit later on. Right now, we are on the move. What we want to do is we want to collect as much material as we can to prepare for long-term survival. We got money. Does us no good out here, but I'm sure we can burn it. That's right. We're on an island burning money. That's what we do. All right, so you can see that the sun is just about to go down over the horizon, and I'm at the point now where I'm beginning to think, okay, it might be behoove us to go ahead and begin to make somewhere to sleep. And what we want to do is, again, go back into your survival guide, go to shelters, and we're just going to, this is probably the better one, but we're going to go ahead and just build a temporary shelter. We're going to click on that. Let's rotate this around a little bit, make it a little bit more better. And we'll put it down. Once you put down the schematics or the diagram of it, then you can just begin to add your material to it. Okay, so we need more leaves and more sticks. And just chop on these little things, and they will give you sticks, and they will give you leaves. Okay, we need 4 more leaves. You notice that it gets dark, and when it gets dark, it gets real dark. Okay, there's the leaves that we need. Okay, so now we have the first thing done, our first little shelter built. So we're going to go ahead and save. I'm going to go ahead and, well, it's got a different save here, but I'm going to go ahead and we'll utilize, well, we'll just overwrite, confirm. Alright, so with that done, we have now saved our progress. This little white moon symbol, this is indicating how long it is before you can go to sleep. You just cannot sleep whenever you want. It's going to continue to count until you can actually sleep, and then you'll see a Z indicating that you can sleep through the night. This up here, this symbol, is something that you can actually see on your map. Or on your indicator. So no matter how far away I run, this is going to continue to be visible anytime I look in this general direction. We can see that this is yellow. If we hit R, we can actually scroll through and change the color. And so being as this is actually going to disappear, it doesn't really matter. You say, why is it going to disappear? Well, this is why, because we're going to hit sleep. And when you wake up in the morning after sleeping, it falls apart. It's just a temporary shelter. Just understand that. We just built that to get through the night. That's all I wanted to do. We're not trying to set up camp yet, but we are going to continue um, to head. It's actually down the coast. We're trying to head to the southern part of the map, um, and there's a reason for that. Those of you that are familiar with this game, you're going to know exactly where I'm headed. For those of you that don't and are not quite as familiar with this game, you may not be as familiar, but it will make sense. Okay, we're small little pebbles. Little pebbles could be thrown or shot with the slingshot and used for hunting. So you see our indicators. We are hungry and we are thirsty. So what I'm going to do to rectify that, we cannot eat just raw meat. We're actually going to carry those on us for a minute. I'm going to drink a soda. And remember, be careful about eating all your sodas and eating all your snacks. While they can be beneficial, they're not healthy. I know that kind of sounds weird. Healthy? Why would we worry about being healthy? But truth of the matter is, it will begin to negatively affect your character. Okay, so the next thing we can do, being as we have all these bones on us, we can upgrade our spear. So we can have an upgraded spear. That takes 2 cloth and 3 bone. So we will go ahead and upgrade our spear. So now we have a little bit better, higher quality spear. And there's many other things that we can begin to build. We're not going to necessarily focus on those right now. We're going to continue to head. But just in case we come across something that we can hunt, we'll have a little bit better spear with which to do that. Now this little outcropping here is a nice indicator of where we are at on the map. You'll get used to running around the map and seeing indicators. This is how you know where you're at. So we found an interesting spot. This is an abandoned campsite. In this abandoned campsite, we should be able to find, there should be more electronic components that we don't need, and there it is. We now have a cooking pot. That is actually extremely important. So what I'm going to do is continue to head. Now this shark, we can actually chop his head off, and we can mount his head on our wall, or whatever the case may be. Yeah, we're not there yet. So, but there are all kinds of decorating options that you can employ, and so many different types of ways to build. Interesting bases. I mean, this game is literally only limited by your imagination, your ability to be able to imagine it. Now, you might be asking yourself, if there's washed up dead sharks on the beach, would there be sharks in the ocean? Well, the answer to that question is absolutely. Be leery when you begin to go swimming in the ocean. This yacht is a highly sought after. Oh, there's more cannibals. We don't want to mess with any more cannibals right this moment. It is liable to cost us our life. So we're going to try to avoid them. The very first time I ever played the forest, which was a while ago now, I built my first base right here on this beach. And the reason why I did that is because this yacht is a safe harbor. You can go here, you can sleep here, and be completely safe. They cannot get to you. So in the event later on in the game when they begin to essentially raid you, you can always fall back to here, and you'll be safe. Especially through the night. We're not going to worry about that. So we see our first missing person, Zachary. It's going to begin to highlight just how creepy this game really is. Here we have another picture of somebody. It's a teddy bear right here, probably on the yacht. And now check out this next photo. This is what we call an armsy. They are mutants that begin to spawn after day 7. They are extremely destructive to bases. They are very tough and hard to kill. Cassette player and a cassette recorder has just now been gotten, and we're going to go ahead and save here. We are playing on normal difficulty. It's the recommended. It's not peaceful. There is a peaceful difficulty, but this is the recommended gameplay level, especially for beginners, until you really begin to get your foot under yourself. So let's see. It's been a minute. We got the tape recorder. Oh, well, we forgot to do something. We need to combine. All right. And now with that, now we can actually play it. Yay! All right, nice and all. Yeah, who doesn't like some? Sounded like 80s music to me. All right, so yeah, just remember that this is here. This is a nice, like I said, safe spot when you ever feel like you're in danger. Summer Yacht Edition. All right, and we've given the cannibals time to kind of beat feet and go somewhere else. I think I was commentating, so I kind of wasn't paying a whole great deal of attention, but I think we got air canisters. We can get a rebreathing apparatus that actually will allow us to go diving or stay under the water longer than just holding our breath. And that comes in handy in a couple of cave entrances and things like that. We're not going to worry about that right now. We'll cover those more if and when we get to that point. We're just going to continue to head down the coast. So you might have heard me mention that the what we call the handsies, the mutants, they begin to basically start spawning on day 7. So if you open up your survival guide, as you go through these, you can have all the notes that you've acquired or found, all the different plants and animals that you come across get kind of labeled in here. This is giving you kind of instructions on how to craft. This is telling you more about your own stats. So we are almost halfway full or halfway hungry, whichever way you want to take it. Hydration, health, energy, stamina. And then once we begin to craft and wear armor, we'll get an armor stat. There's cold armor. This is what allows us to go into some of the more colder environments. And then there's stealth. This is our ability to remain quiet and remain undetected. And then obviously sanity. This we want to really begin to protect. We can literally begin to go crazy. And our weight, we are at 205 pounds. We don't want to get too heavy, but yet at the same time, when we start to starve, it'll begin to go down as well. This is our strength and our athleticism. As these begin to go up, then we will be able to begin to do more. But right now, days survived. We've survived one day. So we have until day 7, and they will begin to spawn. Down here is a to-do list. If you click this is telling you, okay, this is what you should be doing next. Our overall mission is to find Timmy. I think that's a really bad babysitter he's got. So we're going to go and we're going to try to get him back. We need to set up defenses and then find the missing plane passengers. We got that from finding the manifests, essentially, is where that happened. So here's some signs that you can begin to create. We're not going to do that as of yet. I mean, I guess if you're wanting immersion into your role-playing, you would do that. If you were really stranded, you would begin to do that immediately. And then you have some of the more like docks and houseboats and large rafts and small rafts that you can begin to build and maneuver around on. And then traps that you can begin to build, whether it be for base defense or whether it be for actually catching animals. And then in here you have more of your furniture types. And we'll get more into these as we go through what all these are actually for. And then you have your custom foundations, custom walls. You can begin to build your own, essentially. And you can go into your storage facilities. You can begin to build like skinning racks and bone baskets and things of that nature, and weapons racks and cabinets, and then yeah, stick holders, stone holders, a log sled, which we'll get real familiar with, and then this is mainly for you can hold rabbits and actually begin to reproduce rabbits. You can construct your own gardens, a drying rack, which is going to be incredibly important. That gives you the ability to be able to dry your meat so that you can carry your meat around with you and have meat with you as you go. And then a water collector, which is also another one. You can go into your shelters and build kind of like your prefab shelters, and then your different types of fires. And then this is your basic mission quest, basics of survival. It tells you, okay, well, this is how you do it. You know, you want to go and you want to click this, and this is all that you need, and then you begin to go through and you begin to do all these things. Anyway, with that kind of out of the way, yeah, we're going to continue to head south. Okay, so the sun is still, oh, there it is right there. So it's about noon. It's right around noon time, so we still have a little bit more daylight to go. We are getting hungry again. It does seem like you're eating and drinking a whole lot in this game. It's just part of it. You'll get used to the cycle. And these cannibals, they're sneaky. You got to kind of watch them. They can slip right up on you. If you're going in the right direction and you're on the right side of the island, you'll come across this. It leads down to the beach. We're not going to go down there. We're going to continue to push along. What we're now beginning to look for is we're looking for a cabin, not a cabin, a hut that's going to appear on our left-hand side here as we begin to push forward ahead. I think I just seen a cannibal. It was either a cannibal or a deer. Nope, it's a lot of cannibals. Okay, so I'm not interested in fighting a bunch of cannibals right now. Normally this early on, they're not in town yet. Okay, so essentially what we're doing is we're heading into this main village. This is the largest of the cannibal villages. This is why I like to do this relatively early on. Yeah, there's quite a few of them actually in town. This is the first time this early on I've run into this many. But we're going to try to see if we can't sneak. There is I don't know if you would call it a cheat, but there is an alternative to doing what I'm doing without taking this trip. You can actually let them catch you and kill you, and you can actually accomplish the same task. So they can see me now, so I don't need to hide. What I'm looking for is this thing right here. And what we are going to do is climb in. Okay, so being in, real quickly, we're going to go ahead and eat and drink. I know, it's terrible for our guy, but we need to do it anyway. And then we just are going to head right down into this lighted area. And you're going to come across this man. And you're going to see here, we just picked up a map. And here, we just picked up a compass. These are more important, especially for new players than you would first imagine. So with those collected, we are actually good now, and we are just going to turn right back around, and we're going to get right back out of here, if I can find it. We're actually in the wrong direction. Alright, so with that, up we go. We're going to climb up out of here, and then we are pretty much going to hightail it. We're going to hightail it to anywhere where there isn't cannibals. Alright, first thing I want to do is I want to undo this compass. I don't know why it won't go away. Well, I don't know if that's a glitch or I may have to look that up and see why my compass is not going away. All right, I figured that out. All right, so it was P for me. Again, that was the first. I normally don't have to worry about that. Maybe P for position. Yeah, so P. All right, so we are far enough out now that I feel confident I can look at my map for a minute. And when we look at our map, um, basically it's going to highlight everywhere that we have been. So as we begin to clear the area, it begins to show us more of the map. The area with which we want to go is to the north. So we literally just want to head north from here. So you can have both of these out at the same time. And we need to begin to head in that direction. So we'll put both of those away, and off we go. Oftentimes, the area, water like this, if they don't have sharks in them, they can have alligators in them. Not all water has something in them, but they can. All right, well, I guess he's not a parkour professional. Here we have, these should be blueberries. These should be good to eat. They are good to eat. All right. They provide both nutrition and hydration. We don't have a berry pouch yet. That'll come once we start hunting these little guys. All right. Anyway, but we'll get into that here shortly as well. Right now we want to just continue to head north. Obviously here's another cannibal location. Hey, there's a plane off in the distance. We might have got rescued. No. We can't leave without Timmy. Alright, so it's beginning to get quick, or to get dark rather quick. So I'm going to push over here. It's not exactly the right kind of all right, so there's enough. All right, so we're going to go ahead and, oops, wrong button. We're going to go ahead and make us another temporary shelter. So we're going to plop that down. Alright, so we need 12 more leaves. We got to find some smaller bushes. Oh, that's not a small bush. Those are big trees. There's one. About plummeted off the edge there. When it gets dark, huh? Alright, well, we're getting close. That's the wrong kind. I don't think that's going to give me leaves. Here's one. Alright, we need one more leaf to make our, oops, well, I collected my leaf, but that was a berry tree. I should have collected the berry first, but I got axe happy. That was a cool shot of the moon. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save. And then I just want to run over here and look at, yeah, that's really cool. This game really has some amazing visuals in it. I like games that have these type of visuals in it. I also like open world games. We really wanted that one, but he snuck up on me a little bit. I don't know if I can. Oops, I keep drinking my medicine. I don't want to do that. Alright, anyway, let's go ahead and sleep. Alrighty, so there we are. We've made it through the first 2 days, and when we return, what we are going to do is obviously drink and eat, and we're going to move to our base location where we can begin to build. I actually might just choose to do it here. This doesn't look like a terrible place. And yeah, we'll get into surviving. So I hope you like The Forest. It's definitely an interesting game. I've not completed it, so I hope to actually complete it with you on YouTube. But this is a really good environment for building bases, and we'll talk about that the next time. So if you like this episode, please give it that thumbs up. Please feel free to put comments down below. Let me know if you like this game or if there's other games that you might want to see me play. Who knows? The next game I play might be the one you recommended. So if you're new to this channel and you like it and you would like to see more content like that, please become a part of Nan's Gaming Nation by hitting that subscribe button. And until next time,